This is Matt Crane from MGMT Boston. I am with Steve Travaglini, the CEO and co-founder of Winrate, an awesome startup that you all need to know about. So we're going to talk about what that is. We're going to talk about Steve's experiences building growth stage companies here in Boston and a whole lot more in between. Steve, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And by the way, we have a great event tonight, which is why we're in Seaport. So a little bit in the background there. And Steve will be dropping some knowledge here. So awesome opportunity to put two into one. So tell us first, what is Winrate? What are you building?
So Winrate is an agentic tool for sellers. What we're focusing on is the segmented variety of tools that live on many different tabs and rethinking the seller's workflow from square one at the top of the funnel, from prospecting all the way through the close and handing off to customer success through a new view. What would we do if we knew about AI 5 years ago? We were thinking about tools like Gong and Outreach and Zoom Info and the like. How would we rethink that experience if AI was at the front and center? So that's what we're doing with Winrate.
Yeah, that's great. And obviously really important as we enter this new era. Now, what is going on inside of your startup today? I think you've been working on it almost a year. Obviously,
right.
A lot has changed in that time frame. What should we know about what's happening as we enter the summer?
Yeah, so we started the year off with a bang. We opened our beta to just over 100 individual users for meeting prep. And that was our first product. And it really was a proof of our concept. And through that process, we learned a ton. We learned what sellers really wanted, helping them revamp how they built prospecting lists, how they score accounts, how they think about outreach and sequencing, and the modern approach to cold calls and dialing and all of this good stuff. So we started with meeting prep. We kind of closed things down. And then we have now since signed on several customers. And we're really excited about that. So we have paying customers and we're following their direction as we're building toward a end of July, early August relaunch of our product.
Very cool.
Where we're going to share a lot more about the specifics of what we've been working on. It's a lot more than just meeting prep.
Amazing. Now, Steve, you've been the CRO of Link Squares. You've built growth stage companies. Now you're building your own startup. I'm sure you've learned a ton, much more than we could talk about today. But if you were to distill those learnings down to 1, 2, or 3 things, what have you learned about building technology companies that you would pass back to other members of the community?
Yeah, care much more about what works here and now versus what you thought was the right way to do things.
Sure.
Right? So always follow the money and listen to feedback very carefully and be agile and quick to change and adopt new things. And we've been thinking about that, not just from a go-to-market perspective. I mean, that's how we certainly thought about things at Link Squares, which is always kind of reinventing from the inside and being open to change and actually looking to disrupt ourselves. But we've been thinking about it from the product perspective and our vision of where we want to go and listening very carefully to countless sellers and sales leaders at many different organizations about what they're struggling with today and their vision on how to solve it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that not having a playbook, but having a mindset of discovery is crucial when you're in these early stage businesses. You have to be super focused on figuring out how to solve your problems, not your last company's problems or your last team's problems, but the ones that face you today.
Yeah, that's great advice. And last but not least, how can we help? You're nearing the public launch of Winrate, I think in August, you said.
Yeah.
How can we help you and Winrate grow?
Well, we'd love to hear from other teams that are excited about consolidating from many tools, thinking more thoughtfully about a AI-empowered workflow that isn't super complex, right? This is one of the things that I think many of the companies that are out there today that have some notoriety for how they're set up is that they're just so hard to get going. You need a GTM engineer and you need to hire some consultants just to get it off the ground. So for those of you that are thinking there has to be a better way, that want to think about how to use AI with your sales team, take it from one of your own. I was a CRO, VP of sales, director, sales manager, account executive, and even a BDR. And we're thinking about solving this problem specifically through the lens of our people, through lived experience, not just from yesterday, but from countless sales teams today. So we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. This is Steve from Winrate, Matt from MGMT Boston, this episode of Lantern. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.